Welcome to Real Talk Wrestling. I'm your host, Josh Kimmel. With me, we got the full staff tonight. We got Miami Clutch, PE, and El Ginger Americano still living the gimmick. You know, before I say what's up, guys, if I had time, I literally just got off my real life job. I was going to open the show. I already had the idea when I woke up with the clip from last week, proclaiming, saying it with my chest, banging the table like I'm freaking Mel Kiper telling everyone Shadir Sanders is the quarterback one of this draft, that Pat McAfee will not wrestle Gunther. You guys are marks. It's not going to happen. That was an angle to get Pat McAfee home for the draft. Not write him off TV just because it was draft week. I was going to put that clip out here just to get it out in the open because I was wrong. And I think this is a massive mistake. And he's a goddamn commentator going against the best wrestler in the world. But we'll get there. So I just want to get that before Chris throws it in my face because I know he was going to.
What made you think that?
Because you texted me this morning. And as soon as it got announced, you texted me, Pat McAfee's going to wrestle Gunther. I guess we get a minus 15 points from your scorecard.
Yeah, we got to take away 15 confidence points.
That was ridiculous. Okay, we'll get there. So what's going on with you guys, Clutch, man? It's been a week. I haven't seen you since WrestleMania.
Yeah, it's been a week. I had to take a post-WrestleMania hiatus, and now I'm back.
Yeah, he did his Roman, right? But our hiatuses are a little bit less than Roman's. Cody too. We haven't seen Cody since Mania. How you been, Chris?
Pretty good. Hanging in there. Still recovering from last week, but we're almost there.
Dude, I feel like ever since the NHL playoffs started and WrestleMania started, WrestleMania happened, I haven't slept well at all. Whether it be my Lightning getting their ass beat by the cheating scam artist, cheap losers, Florida Panthers, or if it's just me literally trying to catch up from sleep because that weekend I didn't sleep well at all. But wrestling has been still hot. People are saying it kind of went down a little bit, but I don't see it went down. I think that the Raw after Mania was awesome, and we just got a normal Raw the night after or the week after, and people are like, "Wait, why didn't we get the Raw after Mania every week?"
Yeah.
You can't. It's hard to do it every week. Yeah.
No, and if you do that every week, then the Raw after Mania and these other ones, they don't feel as special. It was still a good show, like you said. It's just they're not going to all be bangers every single time.
Clutch, I don't know what 4 and 1 means, but I want to know.
Huh?
What is 4 and 1? I am so confused. Did I miss that?
Wait, I want to double check before I got this wrong.
All right.
No, yeah, I got this right.
All right. What does it mean?
I think you know what 4 and 1 means.
I don't know what it means. I don't know what it means. Yeah, it was 4. I know what it means. But listen, that being said, Clutch, did you watch 1 second? Did you watch 1 second?
I watched the last game, and that's what counts.
In the last game, if I was the head coach, and this is not, trust me, not a spot for me to say this because this is a wrestling podcast, our show, I would have all my players just slash and destroy the Panthers, like hurt them, because that's what they did to the Lightning for the first 4, 5. That's all they did, Chris. You know it. It was, let's injure people. Let's injure the Lightning players. Fucking cowards, man. All right. Now that's off my chest. I'm such a passionate person. And I always love getting the email from the Bolts for Life thing. Oh, thank you for your courageous support this season.
We're done. Now you can get
some
rest.
Guys.
WrestleMania season's over.
All right, WrestleMania
season is over.
So WrestleMania, Clutch. I can't focus with that 4 and 1, buddy. I love you.
I got
you. No, you can keep it up, bro. It's cool. So we didn't get your thoughts from WrestleMania. It's being not well received by the people. The main event especially did not get received well at all. The consensus was that the best match of the night was the triple threat women's match. So before I go further, what caught your eye? What was your favorite part, your worst part? Just give me a general feeling of your WrestleMania vibe.
Okay, so I thought WrestleMania had the right results, but the way they got to those points were probably awful and on a lot of the matches. But it did have some gems, which I did appreciate. Well, obviously the trip. I think all the triple threats from WrestleMania weekend lived up to the hype and more. I don't know. You guys probably didn't catch the NXT one. Really good. So yeah, the night 1 main event felt more impactful than the night 2 main event, which is almost blasphemous to say because it was when John Cena won the 17th title. But yeah, I mean, it kind of got tainted. I mean, he won via Travis Scott, and it was kind of messy. And I don't know. I thought it was a good Mania in some parts. I really enjoyed Dominic Mysterio and his celebration that wasn't supposed to happen, actually getting like a babyface moment in front of the crowd. So I have a lot of good, but there's the bad. I mean, we talked about this before the show. The tag team titles, the wrong tag team titles were on the show, and that match on SmackDown was so good. And with all the like negatives that I have from WrestleMania, I really did think, and we'll probably get to that, I really did think the shows after WrestleMania were all very, very, very good.
Yes. Oh, sorry. Were you gonna go, Chris? Go.
I wanted to add one thing to Mania that we both missed last week. I don't think we talked about it at all just before we start moving on. And I saw this on Twitter or Facebook or something, and I don't know how we completely missed this, but who won the Royal Rumble this year?
Jey Uso.
What happened? What happens when you win the Royal Rumble?
Well, they don't main event anymore, Chris.
But they always say that. They're always, you get to main event WrestleMania.
Yeah, but everything's a main event. They always triple main event. Yeah.
But the fact that you open the show, you didn't even main event either night.
And that's happened happened the year before too.
So when are they gonna drop that? He's gonna main event WrestleMania. Why don't they just say he has a title opportunity at WrestleMania? He's now the number 1 contender at WrestleMania.
Because it sounds better. And
I know, but like I get it. But it was just a small thing that I didn't even think about until this past week. And that was, I wish they would change it then. Or some people said like if they wanted it to you could still have the same matches. You could have had Roman win the you could have had Cena win the Royal Rumble, and then you could have had Jey go on to win Elimination Chamber.
But that wouldn't have worked, Chris, because Jay's not. So I thought about this last night. I'm glad you brought this up, actually, because I was going to ask you guys a specific question like later on if we ran out of topics, but we're not. So I thought about this. I'm like, I thought the same damn thing you did. And I'm like, that wouldn't make sense because Royal Rumbles generally are not always, I guess not generally, underdog. That's the only way they would get a title shot. They're not really that good to win an Elimination Chamber, right? Jey Uso, if we saw Jey Uso with that talent, he wouldn't really stand a chance in everyone's mind. Whereas the Rumble, you have more of a chance to win it.
Because you're not really fighting the people. Plus, you don't have to. I mean, you really only have to eliminate one person, and you can lay on the ground half the time.
Yeah. Whereas in Elimination Chamber, it's grueling and yada yada yada. And plus, it wouldn't have worked for Cena's heel turn. It wouldn't have worked for Cena's heel turn because So that's to me, that's the main reason why they didn't go that route. But I was thinking about Money in the Bank and who we think should win it this year. I know that's down the road, but let me ask you this, Clutch, and you, Chris: is Money in the Bank the most valuable thing in the WWE of all time? Like the most valuable asset? It has to be, right? Because if you win the Royal Rumble, everyone knows you get a title shot. The champion knows you get a title shot. So, if you win Elimination Chamber, the champion knows. Like, and we don't, I guess we do, but we don't make a big enough deal about the Money in the Bank winner because they've just been wasted on nobodies. Not everyone, right? But Otis is. We went through a whole cycle there where they were just like treating the most valuable thing in the company like dog shit. And I think this year's Money in the Bank is going to be very, very interesting because it could literally be anybody. So I don't know. I was just thinking about what you thought about, and that got me thinking about Money in the Bank and what else can get you a title shot. King of the Ring, right? If they bring that back, if they run that back,
they should. I think they should bring that back and make it meaningful. Don't just you won and here's your gimmick. Right? Yeah.
He knows, right? Clutch. Like, do you know if they're bringing it back? Because I figured you would know. I don't know.
No, I don't know.
Damn. But that's anyway.
Yeah, Money in the Bank is the most valuable thing because, like you said, you also get a title shot. the problem for the champion is they don't know when or where. It could be after you just went through a match that you could cash it in when you're not prepared that night. It could be right in the middle of your match. So yeah, that's I think way more valuable than winning the Royal Rumble. It doesn't have all the glitz and glam of winning the Royal Rumble to go on to WrestleMania, but it's more valuable.
Definitely more valuable. So television's been very valuable this week. Even NXT, the biggest star of WrestleMania was on NXT. He interrupted Trick Williams. And look, I saw that clutch. I saw Joe Hendry was on NXT, and I watched the entire segment. Trick needs some work, but Trick has the look. Man, Trick has the look. Obafemi has the look. Those guys are going to be studs. I can't wait for that.
You finally got to see Obafemi?
Yeah, I saw the whole. But dude, if Joe Hendry's on television, I watch. I'm not watching TNA. I don't know where to find it. But if Joe Hendry's on television in WWE, I'll definitely watch. When I heard he went on NXT, I did actually actively Google search Joe Hendry NXT. And it was a really, really, really good segment.
How happy were you to see him at WrestleMania?
Oh, man. I freaking popped. I was like, this is so people are really mad, or they were, not sure. Or people get mad about something, move on to the next thing. The match was only like 4 minutes. And you buried TNA. Why would you bring Joe Hendry in here to do that to Orton? Why would you bury this guy? Dude, that was his match of his life. He's probably still thinking about that match to this day, about how it was at WrestleMania versus Randy Orton. I thought it was genius. There was nobody else that could have done that. As in, like, if you bring in a Miro or Aleister Black, they couldn't lose. Couldn't.
Yeah.
Who could you bring in to get a pop? Joe Hendry. I can't believe he got such an innovation. I really didn't think that they would know who he was. That was awesome. So yeah, that's how I think about that. How did you think about Braun Breaker teaming with Seth Rollins, Clutch?
So happy about this. Like, more than Seth Rollins teaming with Braun Breaker, I just like the fact of Braun Breaker being under the Heyman tree, I guess, because it just fits so right. And they teased it like years ago, like a year ago or something, on an NXT episode that nobody probably remembers, and it was so good. And I was like, this makes sense. He can talk, like Braun Breaker can talk, but he's not the biggest talker. Then you can have Heyman back him up. Now you have Seth backing him up, and you set up this faction now that's very, in some ways it's like Evolution. And you have Braun Breaker being the Batista of this, and Seth being Triple H. And I think that's where we're eventually going to be headed. This is me fantasy booking down the line. A year from now at WrestleMania, you can get Seth Rollins against Braun Breaker. And it's going to be a great match. And I think this is how you catapult Braun Breaker from being a top-tier mid-carder to a main eventer.
Yes. Yep. Everyone in the chat for weeks and everyone online for months. Braun Breaker's got to get with Heyman. I never saw the value in it. I'm sorry, I never saw it. I see it now, and I'm admitting I'm wrong, but I think it's Seth. I think Seth makes it mesh. He's like the, I guess, the peanut butter and the jelly and sandwich, right? Like, he holds them together. I truly believe that. I think without Seth's personality, I don't see how this will work. It's great to see a diabolical heel like Seth who can do the laugh and the joke and you can't take him serious, whatever. And then you have Braun just standing there like a big beast, and like he's like the Joker, and then we got Bane. That's the way I see it. We got the Joker, we got Bane, and we got Penguin. That's literally how I see it. So, I mean, I'm loving this, and we talked about should they add a fourth member, and people have been talking about it. Doesn't look like they will. But I brought up some names. So, Clutch, I didn't need to ask you. Just want to let you know ahead of time. I said I think Kaiser would be perfect. They want to build this guy up, rebrand him, put Kaiser in there. But that's the guy I want because I like Kaiser. Have you thought about anyone that could be that fourth member if they ever do bring in a fourth?
I saw somebody bring up Austin Theory, but that's a little too late, I think. If it was like a little bit earlier on when he still had some like heat behind him, maybe that would have worked. I saw Austin Theory. I saw, who else did I see? Honestly, don't remember. But yeah, it was like, I like it the way it is, kind of, because just put all the attention on Braun Breaker. He deserves all of it.
Yep. What's going on, Justin? Thanks for joining us. We're talking about Braun Breaker and this new faction. Everyone thinks Seth is the. I made the thumbnail, by the way, and I didn't even tell you guys. Everyone thinks Seth is like the leader, the puppet master. He had this plan all along. Paul Heyman doesn't get influenced, right? Paul Heyman does what Paul Heyman does. I can't wait till we get the whole Paul Heyman, I don't know, like a snap or a look, and that's when Braun does it. It's not going to happen soon. This isn't Vince booking. But I do truly believe Paul is a mastermind behind all of this, and he manipulated where he is now, and he got Braun there for a reason, and we're going to see Braun and Paul Heyman branch off, and Seth's going to be left in the dust as a babyface, which is going to be cool to see again. But that's way down the line. I do think that Paul Heyman is the actual one controlling everything here. Even though they haven't shown it on television yet, Seth's in charge. But I think that's part of the story. Seth thinks he's so in charge, just like Roman, just like every other good heel. They think they got everything under control, but really someone behind the scenes or someone else is one step ahead of them. So I do think this is going to be a great story. But do we see Sami Zayn being the one ending the story? Because that's what people are talking about. Because Triple H is known to book these long stories and drawn out stories that go forever. And Sami Zayn planted the seeds on Monday Night Raw. So is Seth Rollins. Is this the next big match? Are we fine? Sami Zayn has said multiple times, I'm going to win a championship. Is this the time where we finally see Sami Zayn go over on somebody and it's going to be Seth Rollins for the championships, whenever it is? Chris, you would love that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would go nuts. I've been waiting for Sami to win his singles title, the world champion.
Hold on, pause. Someone's audio. Can you hear that, Chris? Can you hear the noise?
I heard a little thing.
I can't hear Chris talk because of all that noise. It's got to be you.
It's me?
Yeah, it's the cord. Make sure your cord's all the way plugged in. You hear that, Clutch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it in?
Maybe it's your headphones or some feedback. Like unplug it. Okay, now talk.
Now?
I don't hear it as much.
You guys go, and I'm gonna mess with my microphone real quick.
Okay, you do that because I couldn't hear anything you said. I'm sorry, dude. What was my question to Chris? Clutch. We're all out of the place. I can't.
Yeah, we're out of sorts right now.
No, Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn. No, we're good. We're good. Sami Zayn in the whole Seth Rollins situation. Do you think that would be over with the fans like what we've seen with Cody Rhodes? Or do you think people will be like, that's a world heavyweight championship material, not WWE championship material? You know.
I think it's time eventually Sami had to get his moment. I remember people wanting right before Cody and Roman, I think the first time around, they wanted Sami to win at Elimination Chamber, and it didn't happen. He was over as hell. And he's obviously, like, his hype has died down a little bit because he's been on and off TV and hasn't been doing too much of value, I guess. But with the promo he cut on Monday, I thought that was really, really good. And I'm kind of back in, and I'd like to see it. I don't know. It's still going to take some time because, John Cena's holding one title, and then I assume Jey Uso, I don't think he's going to hold it for like 6 months or anything, but it's still going to be a few more months. So eventually, I think Sami could get his shot. SummerSlam, maybe a little bit further down.
I am so mad, by the way, that the Logan Paul Jey Uso match is happening already because that's the guy I predicted to take it off of Jey. Now I know it's not going to happen because that's his first opponent. He's going to beat Logan Paul. Yeah, I can easily see Seth Rollins is going to take that title away from Jey Uso. 1,000%. 1,000%. There's not even a question about it. Seth's winning this title sooner rather than later over Jey. And there's the history there. There's already the story there. Paul Heyman, Jey, it's already there. And then that's where Sami wants to get revenge and avenge his friend Jey Uso. I guarantee it. That's probably what's going to happen, which I'm here for. That's a story that's been being told forever, and it's still going on today. So, Chris, are you back? Are we good?
Can you hear me better now?
Oh, yeah.
Did it work?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It honestly sounded like you took a fan and you start blowing it in your microphone. It's like it's like when you have your windows open and you're driving.
Yeah.
Someone left their window open and you hear that.
Yeah, I just unplugged my mic and plugged it back in. That's all I did at this spot here.
Good to go.
But so anyway, so on the Sammy spot, if he were to win, yes, of course, I would be ecstatic. I've been waiting for years. I was actually thinking about that last week after our show. Like, man, Sammy didn't get a WrestleMania spot. Is he ever going to have a chance, or is he just going to be one of these guys that, we thought had the momentum, had the talent, but it was never going to happen with Vince there. And now with Triple H there, is it too late? I would go nuts if he won a title. I would pop like crazy. So
yes,
that would be awesome. I think they've got a good story that they started on Monday. Well, not started, but that they really started turning up on Monday. So if he were to be the one, because he was the one that started tearing down the bloodline for a bit. So if he's the one that tears down this faction down the road and then eventually goes on to beat Seth for the title, I think that would be great. I could see a really good story being told there.
You guys ever watch The Office? I know Chris has. Plus, you watch The Office? All right.
Yeah.
So like everything flows or story. Something from season 2 still matters in season 5 because they still rap. That's what WWE has become now, where Sammy asked Seth a long time ago, "Hey man, be a part of our bloodline team or the War Games team." No, like this has been brewing for a very long time. All of it has. When Vince was running it, it was like Seinfeld. It was like, 30 minutes.
That's it.
Episode done. Start over. What's the new storyline? Like that.
Yeah.
That Vince's era was Seinfeld. Now we're in the Office. Isn't the most in depth, but it's a show that's relatable.
I get your point though. It's a good point, because that was the thing that would kill me about Vince's stuff. Is I'm like, it just seemed so short. Everything was so quick and it was so repetitive. Or we would do an opponent, and then we would do the same opponent with the same story again, and then you'd get it a third pay-per-view, and then we would move on, and then it's like that never happened. And then, okay, now we're on to our next opponent where we're going to face for the next 3 pay-per-views. And we're going to restart the story each month.
Yeah. Vince thought it was baseball. You got to play series, right? Got to wrestle here, wrestle there, boom, 3 times. It was ridiculous, but so much better now with the stories. Like that's why we're invested in Sammy, because I don't think we can get invested in Sammy. I think that's why they were failing back then with Vince. You can't get invested into a character if they're not reoccurring and they're not consistent. If 1 week they're doing something, feuding with Seth Rollins, and the very next week they just drops it, and now he's feuding with AJ Styles, you can't feel invested with that. So Triple H is doing a great job keeping everyone invested in everything. With like when the Bianca and Jade stuff circles back around, that's going to be great. Like everything makes sense at this point. So I'm really into it. Clutch, what else grabbed your eye this whole week after WrestleMania? Because I know that you were big time, like you wanted to talk about it. What other storyline besides the Seth Rollins stuff has really got your eye? Like what's story number 2?
I will always be invested in the women's division and what they're doing. And I like that the girls that I've been following on NXT are coming up to the main roster now. And you have Julia and you have Roxanne, and they're interacting with like one of the biggest women's star there, Rhea Ripley, and they seem to be, I guess, full-time called up, which it's a big deal for me. And I also like they're starting to like get into on SmackDown into the Jacob Fatu and Solo thing, where Jacob's eventually gonna kill him, and it's gonna be great. So they have a bunch of good things. Nia Jax is back, and that sucks. Just saying. Just wanted to put that out there. That was probably the worst after Mania thing that happened. I enjoyed all the returns though. I guess Rusev and Alistair. That was fun.
Who? Oh, those guys. Sorry.
Rusev?
I'm sorry. I'm used to Miro. It's just been such a long time. I thought it was hilarious when he's like, I was in the abyss for whatever. Dude, I am so into Rusev right now, but why are we wasting him with Otis right away? I'm sorry. I am sorry. I don't want to see him wrestle Otis right now. Like, maybe it's to squash him, to build him up, But do you see long-term plans with Rusev? The roster is freaking loaded, man. Like, I don't know where you put him, Clutch. Where would you put him?
I think right now it's just to give him an easy win, I guess.
Yeah.
And then you can get him into the mid card where he can challenge. I mean, he can't directly challenge Dom, so we'll see how that
He would
goes. Maybe.
crush Dom. I would
And
like.
yeah, and
I'm
the
just
same
saying.
thing
I would
happens
like.
with the
I'm going to ask you something. I just want to ask you this real quick because I know you can't go to Dom. Do you think Raw was the not worst spot, but a bad spot for him? Because I feel like there's no real good heels besides Drew and Cena on SmackDown.
That's actually a good point. There, because SmackDown is lacking a lot of heels, and you just had I mean, the spot for Alistair Black is going to be the Miz, because you're really lacking, I guess, the mid card heel. I'm not saying they go to put Rusev and Alistair against each other right away, but down the line that could have been something, or I don't know. But yeah, they're doing the same thing on the other side with Alistair now, where you have the Miz, and you just don't have the credible, I guess, mid card heel to really, I guess, support this big return.
Imagine this: Jacob Fatu gets done with Solo. It's done. Rusev and freaking Fatu. That's the match. Heel Monster Rusev, babyface Monster Fatu. We all love Monster versus Monster matches. We're gonna get it. I have a feeling we're gonna get it eventually because I think Rusev's gonna get mega over. Fatu can't get more over than what he is now. He's just on top of the world. That's the match in the mid card for the US title or for the Intercontinental, whatever mid card title that they have. That's the match. And I'm really upset. Not upset because there's time, of course. There's going to be a draft and all this stuff. They all share shows anyway. It's not like anyone's set in stone. But I just thought that he would be better over there. And I feel like Aleister Black will be better over on Raw because they need some babyface mid-card baby faces. I don't know, man. But either way, I'm glad they're back as well. I'm really glad they're back. And I'm really surprised Chelsea Green lost her title to Zelina Vega of all people. I am so shocked by that, Clutch and Chris. I can't believe it. Chelsea Green had a freaking gimmick and everything, and a stable.
Yeah, I saw that.
Well,
it seems to have taken the internet by storm. There's a lot of people that were shocked by that decision.
I mean, if you look at it from the outside, I mean, on the same night that her husband came back to WWE, maybe a little politicking there, but who knows?
I mean, it was a good moment. I've always liked Zelina Vega. I'm not saying she was a great talker. She's a great manager. When she was with Andrade, like she would just talk and just go. She's great at managing. In the ring, she's really good. Not really good. She's decent. But that was so surprising to me. Beating Chelsea Green, like what does she do? I don't know, man. I'm just really into the women's division, like you said, Clutch, because first off, the best match of Mania was the triple threat match with the girls, and what they're doing with Liv and everything she's doing. Women's division's on fire. Speaking of Liv, she's about to be in a movie, Clutch. She's gonna be a superstar.
Yeah, I saw that.
What movie is she in?
She's in some. I think they released the name, some Tokyo something. It's just not a recognizable like franchise or whatever. But I guess she's getting a starring role, which I guess is a first step every WWE superstar takes when they branch out to Hollywood.
That's all she. I heard something way bigger. I heard she was going to be some Spider Girl in a Marvel movie.
No,
That's what I heard.
no,
But that was a couple of weeks ago.
It's-
I heard this a couple of weeks ago.
it's called Bad Lieutenant Tokyo.
Yeah.
Oh, Bad Lieutenant. That's a movie with Nicolas Cage.
Well, this is Bad Lieutenant Tokyo.
So I guess they're taking the same concept of that movie and just doing it. That's a good movie. If you guys haven't seen it, the originals. There's 2 movies already called Bad Lieutenant. It was already remade. Anyway, that's cool. Good for her. Good for her. Speaking of Judgment Day, last thing before we do, I'm gonna talk about Stone Cold wrecking the ATV. And I want to talk about Stone Cold getting an offer from Logan Paul. Have you guys heard about the Logan Paul offer?
No.
Oh man. Dominic Mysterio first though. He got a mega reaction. babyface reaction. That, you know what though? That was just a you deserve it reaction.
Mm-hmm.
What I've learned from the fans, and we all know this, is we love everybody. When Seth Rollins comes out, we will cheer him. We will, whoa, right? We'll do the whole damn thing. And then when it's all said and done, when he's talking, we know, okay, it's showtime. Boo. Like, we play along now. That's how the fans have become, which I'm totally into. It's whatever. You're there for a show. Play along, because when you boo Seth Rollins, us viewers at home, it makes the show a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
So Dominic Mysterio got this huge reaction. Are they really going to commit to turn this guy babyface going against Finn Balor? I don't see it long term. It can't be a long term, right? Like, he's a freaking heel. He's a dirtbag. He's got a mullet.
Man, he's got a stupid mustache. Like, you can't have that babyface.
No. But I mean, are you there for it? I mean, we're going to see it. It's going to happen.
I mean, if the crowd turns him organically into an actual babyface, not a bad guy that they love, but an actual babyface, we'll see. I predicted that he would have turned babyface eventually down the line after he gets that final match against his dad or something, and then that could have worked. But if the crowd is turning him on their own, maybe we'll see it sooner.
Yeah, I'm just always thinking about the future after Finn. Who else are they going to cheer him for? Like, there's history there. There's reasons why they're cheering him, because honestly, I think people are fed up with Finn. But man, I couldn't see Dominic Mysterio going against a true heel like a Rusev or like somebody like that. He would just get crushed. But I guess that's the way they change his perception. Like John Cena, couldn't see him as a heel doing what he's doing, but he's doing it. He's doing it. So should we get? You know what? God damn it! I hate John Cena right now. Not because of
There it is.
I'm
I've been
supposed
waiting
to.
for it.
Not because I didn't want to talk about him tonight, but I haven't talked about it with Clutch. I tried to avoid it, Clutch. I can't stand it. I can't stand this. I can't stand it. Can't stand his promos. I can't stand his little whininess. I'm over it, man. Like, I really am. I'm not buying it. Because you know what's so weird about his promos is he'll say 2 or 3 sentences that are just corny and trash. And then he'll go, I've been raising your damn kids for 25 years. I'm like, oh, let's go. They're so up and down. He'll go from freaking awesome to what the hell is this cornball shit? Sorry, Bob. Not sorry, Bobby, because it is. Are you enjoying this? Because I'm not. I'm really not, Clutch. Make me want to like it. Make me want to like it. Talk me into it.
I'm actually similar on the boat as you are, because he will have those one-liners that you're like, oh, this is awesome. And then I don't know if it's just him not being used to being a heel, but he just doesn't sound believable at times, because like you're not buying what he's selling, but then he'll drop something where like, oh, maybe he is, and then he goes right back. So I don't know. I'm not saying I'm not enjoying it, but I'm waiting for it to get good, because it's too. You said it, it's too up and down right now. Will I cheer my ass off for that Randy and Cena match, even though it might not be the greatest wrestling match? Hell yeah, because that's my childhood. It's Randy and Cena, and I'm gonna be able to see it again, and I think it's gonna be great.
Yes, dude. That those interactions between Orton and Cena have been very good. I love the line, or one of the lines, like, oh, this bizarro world where I'm the good guy and you're the bad guy. Like, I do like when shows or TV shows or anything breaks the fourth wall. I think it's cool. I think it's cute. Some people don't like it. I don't care what you like. Chris, are you buying this? I know you are. You're such a huge fan. All right.
Since when? Since when am I such a huge
I don't know. I just imagine you had a show with your little headband and your little chain gang things. You love baby faces.
No, but he's not a baby face. He's a heel. This is your guy to love now.
He's not
your guy to love. No, as I told you last week, some of this stuff just feels too cartoony, like a cartoon bad guy. It's just not. And I don't know. I think part of it is what he's saying and the way he's delivering it. And like you said, maybe he just doesn't know how to quite be a heel. But also part of it's probably just our percent. How long has he been a babyface in our eyes now at this point? It maybe just be kind of hard to look at him as a heel and take him serious as a heel. Because I still look at him as jorts wearing John Cena, hustle, loyalty, respect little thing, every time, bright colors. That's still what I see when I see him come out.
I mean, that's still what he is. So he was on the Ariel Hawani show, and they had like a 30-minute interview. I watched the whole thing. And he did ask, like at WrestleMania 17, you said that you regret turning heel. If you can go back, you would go back and you would change it. And Stone Cold is like, he's probably answered that question 10,000 times. He's like, yeah, and he went what he would have done differently, which was still beat up The Rock with Vince and still do all those dastardly things to The Rock, but then stun Vince at the end and walk away. That's what he wishes he would have done. And Ariel asked, like, do you think Cena's going to regret turning heel in his last run? And Stone Cold's answer to me was very interesting because he did say no, because, and I'm paraphrasing, I don't have the direct quote, but John loves the business so much, he didn't want to give the fans the same ride. He wanted to give them something different. And I appreciated that response. And I just watched it an hour and a half ago. So that made me kind of change my mind of like, oh, well, at least he's trying something new. Because it's so easy to go out there and do the same song and dance for 26 more dates. So easy. So it is actually pretty cool that he is trying something different. It's just not working. And I feel like he's taming himself back because he doesn't want to get cheered. And if he goes out there and says, I've been raising your damn kids for 25 years, we will cheer that. We will 1000% cheer that because that's what we want. And he doesn't want us to cheer. So I think he's trying to find this sweet balance.
Yeah. No, I get why he's doing it. Because I thought about that too. Like, okay, you've made this big deal. You came back the final year. We don't want more of the same of what we've had for all these years. Do something a little bit different. It's one of those things. I think it needs a little bit of tweaking. Like it's almost there, but it needs some tweaking. And I always reference back to the New Day. Remember when the New Day, they were like so boring and bland, and they just you couldn't get behind them when they came on the TV. That was probably the time when you were doing your laundry or whatever, or making dinner for the kids, and it's just like they just needed a little tweak, and they added the little trumpet, and then they added the little jingle, and like they took what they were already doing and just tweaked it, and then they became like the most over tag team in I don't even know how long. And I think that's what he just is like a minor tweak or two away from dialing it in the correct way to where it's really entertaining. So I'm good that he turned heel. It just needs that minor tweak.
Right. But let me ask Clutch, who's your favorite band of all time, Clutch?
Band?
Yeah, just musical artist of all time.
I'm more of a rap guy, so I guess Eminem.
Okay, Eminem. We like Eminem. We grew up with Eminem. We were we were already in middle school before Eminem put his first CD out. We burned it. Napster. Right, Chris? Yeah.
No, I never did that for legal reasons.
I 1000% did. You didn't. If you went to your favorite concert, your favorite show, like me, Jimmy Buffett, Chris, I couldn't guess, but I probably could guess. I could probably narrow it down with you. You wouldn't go there and go, play us the new songs. We always want the fucking hits. That's what we want. That's what we want. So it's weird. Like in this circumstance, we don't want the same Cena. We wanted something new. It is what it is. He did say that when he ran into the barricade, is just because of different throttle. That's all it was. He wasn't drinking, Chris. Different throttle.
Oh yeah, that I forgot about that.
Different throttle. That was his thing.
Yeah, it's like, oh, just different setup, different throttle.
I'm sure for legal reasons he had to say that. Then what was his excuse for failing to even get on the ramp?
Different throttle.
What different throttle? A different throttle when you steer to the left versus the right.
And he did
when he
say
steers
that.
a little to the right, it just goes, and he lost control.
I will say
also
that
when he went
that woman
left,
is a good seller, by the way.
Oh my God. I had put it out there. I said, I haven't seen someone sell that big, that late since Hogan Shawn Michaels match.
Oh, I haven't. You could have just said since the last LeBron game. Right?
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, I saw that clip. But as far as wrestling goes, I felt like I was watching HBK Hogan out there.
Yeah.
She got hit, and like 2 minutes later, she fell over.
Yeah. Delayed reaction, Chris. You never know. You never know how the body's going to react. And the last thing, Stone Cold confirmed it on the interview. Logan Paul on his podcast said that he offered Stone Cold a very large sum of money to wear the Prime costume during his match at WrestleMania.
No fucking way.
And Ariel Helwani asked Stone Cold, and Steve said, well, if that's what he said, I'm not going to call him a liar. I thought this was personal business, but since he put it out there, yeah, he did offer, and I turned it down. Would you ask who's the toughest guy in the world that people make these? Chuck Norris? Would you ask Chuck Norris to do that? Right? Would you ask the toughest guy in any bar to do that? Stone Cold's persona.
I'm glad he didn't. But I get why he asked.
That would make him a clown. Do we really need to see a clown show? No. I'm just glad he said no.
But yeah, I mean, Logan Paul doesn't care if he makes him a clown, because could you imagine if he said yes to that? How many times that would circulate around the internet? All the advertising he would get from that?
Of course, yeah.
I totally get why he asked it. I'm super glad that Stone Cold said no. Because yeah, that would have killed him.
That would have killed him. It would have killed him 1000%. And are you gonna watch WWE Unreal, Clutch? Unreal. Netflix.
Oh yeah, this show about the booking and shit, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I guess. Why not?
I don't think I've even seen that one pop up yet on mine.
Well, I don't know when it comes out, but they've been advertising it like crazy. I've seen 1,000 commercials.
Yeah. At some point this summer.
Oh, well, I always watch Raw Tuesday and Wednesday, and there is no commercials. And there's nothing that I watch that has commercials on it.
Well, hold on here. I wanted to ask this because you don't watch live, but do you watch live sometimes?
No. I watched the Raw after WrestleMania live, and then that reminded me why I don't watch live, because
there are way too many.
When I watched the Raw after Mania, yes.
Clutch, do you have commercials?
No, Europe doesn't have commercials.
Justin Toner, if you're in the chat still, do you have commercials? I don't watch live, but I watched live Raw after Mania, and I watched live a little bit this week. I see everything. I don't get commercials. It goes. What happens is Michael Cole's like, "We'll be right back." It'll count down, and then I go back. So I see all the stuff that Liv was doing. He gets. I don't get commercials.
Wait, do you have Netflix Premium?
I don't know. I pay fucking a lot of money for this shit.
How much do you pay for it?
The premium, you don't get the ads.
Okay, yeah. I don't get ads. So I thought, I'm like, am I cracking the system? Did Keisha buy a VPN?
Let me ask you, do you think you pay more than $20 a month for it?
I swear to God, I do. This is such a fucking ripoff. Netflix is the biggest ripoff, and I don't watch anything else. I turn it on once a week.
Yeah.
I can't believe I pay that much for fucking wrestling.
Well, listen, if you have it, then you need to go watch those other wrestling shows that you were going to watch.
Wait, so are there ads on everything on Netflix? Like literally everything is like Hulu now? Okay.
No, it's just that one because it's a live broadcast. So if you're watching Raw live, there's commercial breaks, so you have to get commercials. Or in your case, it just goes to some other feed for a little bit. But like any show, no, there's no commercials in any show.
It goes like black for
at least not for what I have, my version, which I don't have a super high version, but I don't think I have the lowest version either. If you have the absolute lowest version, there might be commercials, but I don't have the absolute rock bottom lowest version of Netflix.
Well, I would advise getting the premiere one because we got to see extra Liv Morgan because she likes to jump around the ring and stuff. You know, Clutch knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
right. You do. You get to see extra Liv Morgan. Because they do the entrance, then they go to commercial, then they do a backstage segment, then they do another fucking interview, and then we get another entrance, and then there's 20 minutes goes by, and Liv is still in the ring for 20 minutes. I don't know why WWE does that. I don't know why they think that's a good idea. But
I don't know. Break up the show some. Listen, if you have Netflix, you need to watch the Al Snow Wrestling League thing.
I will try. I've been watching Lord of the Rings.
No, it's really good. I think once you start watching it, you'll enjoy it. As a wrestling fan, I think you'll enjoy it to watch him work on his little small wrestling league that he has with all his characters and his people, and getting a behind the scenes look at how a small wrestling promotion works. It's really good.
All right, I'll watch it. Clutch, should I watch it?
Wait, was that's the OVW one, no?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw it. It's actually really good.
Okay. Yeah.
All right,
Watch
I'll
it.
make
It's
some
worth
time.
it's worth your time. It's totally
I'll-
worth your time.
I still got to watch the Aaron Rodgers documentary.
No, see, that's not worth your time. That's what you could skip.
That's literally top of my queue. Like after I
Oh.
finish Lord of the Rings, I'm going there.
Oh, gross. Of course you would.
Well, I am. Yeah, I'm back, baby. Let's go, Aaron
In
Rodgers.
true heel form.
Let me ask you a question,
Aaron
Clutch.
Rodgers.
If the Dolphins sign Aaron Rodgers as a backup, would you be mad?
As a backup,
Yeah, as a backup. Just say as a backup.
but we have Zach Wilson.
Yeah, woohoo! If Tua goes down, in the preseason,
Thank you for that. by the way.
would you prefer Aaron Rodgers or Zach Wilson?
Okay, I guess Aaron Rodgers.
But
All right.
there is no way that Aaron Rodgers is going to be willing to sign as a backup. His ego won't allow it.
I think he's waiting for an injury. I
Yeah.
really do.
But that's what I'm saying. He won't go anywhere as a backup. His ego will not allow it.
He's one of the greatest of all time.
He's way past his prime.
Yeah, I'm
One
gonna end it here.
championship.
I'm
One
gonna end this show.
championship.
Hey, Chris, did you know for fantasy football
Yeah.
last year, Aaron Rodgers finished above CJ Stroud? And I'm going to end it that way because no one knows
Hey, Clutch,
that.
can you put up a 7-1 to represent the number of championships from the real greatest of all time versus Josh greatest of all time there? 7-1.
Don't do it, Clutch. You'll lose your Dolphins credibility.
I
All
lose.
right? You're going to support this man and Tom Brady? That ain't cool. We don't do
Oh,
Tom Brady love
That's
over
the
here.
point. I can't do that anymore. Sorry.
No, listen. I still have that tweet saved where you said you finally admitted that he was, in fact, the greatest of all time.
Tom Brady is literally
I
the
said-
greatest of all time. It sucks.
There we
but
go.
it is.
There we
It
go.
is. It is. It is. It is. It's terrible, Clutch, but it's true. And we know that.
Yep.
But it's okay. Right? Because guess what? The greatest of all time has won 17 titles, John Cena. And we'll be talking about the backlash match between Randy Orton and John Cena in Missouri, in St. Louis, in his hometown. We'll be doing all the backlash. Do you guys want to do prediction confidence point? Do you guys want to take my title? Do you guys want to take my
course I
title?
do.
We're going to do more confidence points?
This is the story of the chase to steal the heels title.
All right. Well, we'll do it again. We'll run it back.
Do it
We'll
again.
do confidence points. I'll get that ready for next week. But until then, Clutch, it's been super awesome. Sorry to keep you up so late.
good.
Chris, El Ginger Americano.
You're also keeping me up late. It's after 8 o'clock.
I know. That's it, guys. That's the show. Peace out. Later.